Hello, everyone, and welcome to, I guess, the quiet year. As I'm so used to saying Rise of Nyarlathotep. But yeah, today we are going through and just having some fun, playing a one-shot TTRPG. This is a part of the Roll20's One in Fun event. We are hopefully going to try a couple more. I know it's only usually going for February, but we'll probably coast it through a bit more. But before we get into all that jazz, we can go ahead and go around the table and introduce ourselves. My name is Lucas. My pronouns are he, him. And I run the Ballad of the Seven Dice, The Chosen Few, and DM Rise of Nyarlathotep. Ian.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ian. I normally play Weary in Rise of Nyarlathotep, but today I get to be a civic leader. So that's a new and exciting time here in my TTRPG full experience. Never been a civic leader before. My pronouns are he, they, and I don't know. I'm pleased to be here. If you see me shuffling around, it's because my cat was scratching at the door, so I let him in, and now he's here and he's at my feet. I think he's napping. We'll see.
Michaela.
Hey there, yeah, my name is Michaela. I use she, her pronouns. You may have caught me on Nostradamus Corp Gradient Descent as Atlas, so I'm back for this fun little one-shot and look forward to creating some chaos in our world.
Wes.
I'm Wes Otis, and I'm very excited to be a civic leader. I have not played this game for a couple of years, but I am sure that no matter what happens, this community is going to thrive forever.
100 years of this community.
It should be fine.
Everything will be fine.
So just a quick rundown of this game, as we normally just play D&D, and I guess we played Mothership as well. But so the Quiet Year, how it is run is basically we're kind of like civic leaders, almost like a bird's eye view of looking over this community. We don't play as specific characters. We're just here with the community influence to start projects and make this the goal, whatever it is, happen before the time that we draw the King of Winter. So how it goes is there are 4 suits of cards. You have like the hearts, diamonds, clubs, spades. They each represent a season. And we go around the table, each drawing a card of the said season that we're in. And during a player's turn, they can, after completing what's on the card, usually there's 2 options. They're not always both good or bad, but we'll see. But generally, after that, you can hold a discussion. So the interesting thing about the Quiet Year is any kind of thing that you want to do is completely up to you. It is a solo decision. No one else can say, don't do that or influence it or anything like that. You can go forward and just do whatever it is you want. And if you want other people's input on specific projects or events that are happening here, you hold a discussion to see what everybody says about it. So how it usually goes is the person holding discussion asks a question or makes a statement. For instance, there are too many sea monkeys that are breaking into our warehouse and stealing tractor parts. And then you might have people going around going, but I like the sea monkeys. And somebody going like, we should just kill all of them. And everybody has like a different opinion. And just like all other bureaucracy, it tends to not be resolved when the conversation happens. So you just pretty much take what information you can and move forward with that. The other 2 things that a player can do is discover something new, which means anywhere on the map, a player can draw something on there to discover. It could be something wild, like they found this old derelict ship that's been sitting for 2,000 years, or something as simple as they found just like an old box of like farming implements or anything like that. And lastly, a player can start a project. So a project is something you're doing to move the community forward. A project will never result in a bad thing happening for the community. If anything, it might just get you more information. So it could be like investigating something, bringing something back to the encampment. It could be building something, just like pretty much any kind of like major action you can think of. This is what a project would do, and it would take a number of weeks, between 1 to 6 weeks, and the players would all decide on how long that's going to take. We have resources, and the resources are going to be determined by the four of us. We'll each go around and we can name one resource of what we think is important to the people at this encampment, this site. And the other thing is contempt points. So normally in the quiet year, contempt points are just a sign of the community not being super stoked about something. So it doesn't mean that a player is dunking on another player. It doesn't mean that they're sitting there kind of like slapping down an idea if they say, well, I'm going to use a contempt point for your decision. It's generally used when a player is doing a project and the other players don't feel that it aligns with the community, or the community might be upset about it for whatever reason. So generally, it's just a viewpoint of the community. So for instance, we have, for this story, we're going to be building a dig site, but somebody says, I want to start selling drugs. You know, the community's probably not going to be super stoked about that situation, so it'll probably generate contempt points from the other players saying, like, I don't really like that. It doesn't necessarily mean that they can stop the project, but it does mean that the community isn't happy. So that's normally where the quiet year ends contempt points, but I thought it would be fun that every 3 contempt points that we hit, it will generate a societal effect. So it could be something like factions form, or maybe there is some civil unrest, or they start wanting to implement things like a city council or something, you know, something along those lines of like how a society would react. Maybe there are protests, maybe there are people trying to stop something, delay a project, that kind of thing. So when we hit some contempt points, which I'm sure we can, we will see that unfold. But yeah, that's the general gist of the quiet year. So we can go ahead and start this off. The premise of our community is there is a dwarven king that has fallen gravely ill. After doing a lot of research through their archives, they have discovered that some dwarves a very long time ago have come to this kingdom, the Enclave of Terra, and they hid a very powerful artifact here. This artifact will be enough to restore the king back to perfect health, but they hid it because it was too powerful during the time of the previous ruler. You have all been hired, this community, which is, you know, around 50 people or so, has been hired to go and set up a dig site at these coordinates, some map that they've found in the old archives, and basically dig around trying to locate this artifact. You know that what it looks like is it looks like a star bit. So like think of it like it has like points coming out at each angle, and it'll glow this soft white light, and it'll almost look like it's made out of glass. It's about the size of a halfling, so it is hard to miss when you do find it. So the community has been summoned for this, and we say community, it's like a group that's been hired for the task at hand. So they've come up to this area. This area itself is very heavily forested. But let's go around each player. You can add something to the map that you would like to see. So just imagine, although it's a blank map, we are seeing a lot of there's trees and everything set up. You know that where you have to dig is in this general vicinity. But each player will go around the table and you can decide something of interest, or it could even just be something like a river going through, anything like that. Let's start with Ian.
Okay, so looking at the map, I can just plop something down wherever.
Mm-hmm. And there should be a little paint option on the left-hand side. It's like a paintbrush. You can draw as terribly as you like.
I would be delighted to.
No problem. That will happen.
So, given that we're in a heavily forested area, I think it would be important for us to have a landmark that we can use to kind of identify where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and add a mountain.
Okay.
Because it's a heavily forested area, but I'm going to say there's some foothills and like a mountain.
Yeah, I like that.
And then there's do some little foothills around it.
Nice.
Yes, Wally? Do you like the mountain idea? Thank you. All right, so that's what I'm adding.
Awesome. Wes, what would you like to add? for this map?
Well, I think it makes sense that from this mountain probably runs a stream that goes down. Of course. Oh, wait. I've already messed up.
I think you can right click and then select undo.
All right, let me see. Lies, it's all lies. I can't. It's all right. We will go to plan B and just do this and do the right color, which is a darker blue river that comes down and just kind of goes all the way off the map. There we go. That's our fresh water.
Nice. Michaela, what would you like to add?
Yeah, so definitely, important we have some good landmarks. But I think I'm gonna add, a little something for us to, kick our feet back and in between searching for this artifact. So I'm gonna add a ye old fishing bog, and it's the best of both worlds, the best of a bog and the best of a fishing hole.
Nice frogs.
yeah. So you're not, you might not be quite sure what you're gonna get, but we'll make the best of it. We'll do a little maybe down the way, and we'll give it some. I'm not gonna draw a frog. I was thinking about it.
I think we're all here for the frogs.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will attempt it at a later time. Let's see. Get some little shoots of grass. There you go.
I think what I am going to add myself is that there is going to be a very strange tree. And it's different from the rest, as this one seems to have some form of bioluminescence.
Oh no.
And people are unsure about the tree, but it is something that you can look at. That fantastic. I even got a little branch there.
Nice. Very nice.
It is something that you can see in the middle of the night. You can always tell like where this large bioluminescent tree is situated. All right, now that we have our whole setup, so the encampment, whoever will start this, of course, can place the encampment or dig site. We could also have multiple dig sites, remember, because this is the general area of where we think it'll be. You can start up projects. But first, let's start up with the 4 resources that are incredibly important to these people. One of these resources will be in abundance, and then the other 3 will just be in a normal state. So I will start with saying one of the resources is the dig tools that we need. And I feel like that is the thing that we're going to have in abundance because we prepared. Michaela, what's a resource that would be important to everyone?
I would say some form of energy, right? To power anything we may need, lamps and the like, whether this is solar based or something along those lines, perhaps.
Nice. Energy. And Wes, what's a resource that's important?
I believe that we brought enough camping, like shelter, to be able to, until we can build actual structures. So we have like almost like the FEMA style large tents for people to sleep in while we're working on the situation.
Very nice.
And Ian, what is a resource?
It's a resource that's important to these. Well, this is like a pretty spooky. I'm picturing it spooky, right? It's like a bunch of trackless forest with like some natural features and a glowing tree.
Yeah, so like the forest itself, it's a bit warmer than like a temperate forest would be, but it's not quite like a rainforest. It's a little in between.
Let's see. I'm gonna say a resource that they're probably gonna, because I don't want to be boring and say like water, because it's there. There's a river. I feel like we're moving a little beyond that, So I think an important resource to this group is probably going to be like navigation tools.
Oh, okay.
Like something that they can use to get around safely.
Nice.
whether that be like dogs to like sniff stuff out, or compasses that work, or like some sort of dowsing rod, like something that's going to help people get around.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Awesome. All right, we have our 3 resources. Who wants to start? Who wants to be the first player? Who's eager to see what we do to this encampment?
What we do to it, you make it sound like it's gonna be a bad thing.
Okay, I'll do it if no one's going to speak up. So what's the first thing?
So we will start in the season of spring. So that'll be the
Spring.
3rd deck down.
All right.
So you can click it and then I think drag the card over onto the map.
All right, there we go. You see a good omen, what is it? Or you see a bad omen, what is it? I'm going to say that we see a good omen in the forest around the glowing tree of a huge white deer, like a big antlered, kind of one of the sacred animals kind of thing.
Right.
So walking in the forest, telling us that there's probably going to be a lot of game nearby for us to hunt, as long as we don't hunt it.
Oh, I like that.
Very nice.
Do you want to try to draw a deer?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I will totally
Yeah.
draw a deer. It
Very
is going to
good.
be a monstrosity. Let's see.
Hey, that's
I
okay.
mean,
I'm still trying to
That would
figure out
be
how to draw a
on
frog
brand
down
for
here.
our setting. Yeah.
Yeah, this Rise of Your Last Step has some weird stuff. That's why I put that tree there immediately.
Yeah.
This is like a caveman drawing I'm doing.
Nice.
That's okay. Listen, I thought the iPad was a good idea, but the colors won't change. So now we're back to the computer.
Oh no.
There's my little deer.
I like
Oh,
it.
you know what? That is very
It's
deer
great.
light.
It's great.
It's as close as it's gonna get.
All right, Wes, you got 3 options you could do. You can start a project, hold a discussion, or you can discover something new.
I think I'd like to start a project.
Sure.
I blanked real quick. What are we doing for energy again, Michaela?
I would say probably primarily solar energy. I think would be good to kind of keep our lights going and all that good stuff. That way we don't have to worry about running out of battery power.
Right.
Mhm.
The project I want to maybe suggest is also making a water wheel to have extra power, just in case we have darker days or something happens
Absolutely.
that we need an extra backup of power. So that's the kind of project I'd like to start.
Sure. How long do you think that'll take? How many weeks? It's 1 to 6.
I'm going to say it's going to take 3. I'll split the difference.
3 weeks? Okay. All right. If you want to attempt to draw a water wheel, the next player goes, then...
Absolutely. I'm
Listen.
here to draw badly.
The frog is almost done. We're getting there.
Ian, do you want to go while Michaela draws a frog?
Sure. I'll take advantage of Wally to say big money, no whammies.
Oh no.
Just one card, right?
Yeah, from spring, so you can click it to reveal and then drag over.
All right. Oh, okay, I
Oh.
see. Oh.
You can drag it. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. There's a disquieting legend about this place. What is it? Or alarming weather patterns destroy something. How and what? Well, given that we don't have much built yet, I'm gonna say disquieting legend is definitely more effective at this point in time.
Okay.
What's something I've heard? Because I'm trying to think of the horrible animals from the setting of my game. Ooh, I like this. Because we have the bog, I'm gonna say that there is a toad, or like a group of toads, or like a kind of toad that is cursed. And if you end up eating them or touching them, I don't know. It's let's say if you end up eating them, you start to become more amphibious, but in reverse. So you wherever you start, you go in the opposite direction. So like fish will become more air breathing and useless, and then people will become more water breathing and useless, and it's just a bad time.
I
But that's like a
like
legend. Like you hear that these are like the reverse amphibious toads.
I'm definitely gonna bring those into the game.
So I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna
They're
start
threatening
drawing.
the frog population.
Yeah, I'm gonna draw like a mean looking frog.
Okay.
Little dude's down there. He's got an extra long leg, but it's
Nice.
okay.
Yeah. This frog gigantic.
Oh, it's huge.
I love
I'm gonna
it.
shrink it. I'm gonna shrink it
Okay.
after.
My poor little frog down here is looking very very afraid.
I'm gonna say that they have like a little crest, like a mohawk. That's how you can
Oh.
identify them.
Beautiful.
Like, they look like Betamon from Digimon, if you're familiar.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, they
I would like to shrink it, but I don't know if it's gonna let me.
I don't know if you can.
No. Oh no.
Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna Control Z that. Oh no, it's not letting me.
Right click and undo.
The,
Did it do
I
anything?
don't know. It
Oh,
doesn't.
no. Oh god.
it-
Oh
No,
god.
it just brings the card back. Oh no.
No.
The
All right,
mistakes
I'll have to
the
draw a
mistakes we
new
make are
frog.
the mistakes we make.
Yeah.
Mistakes.
There's just
I know,
this
there's-
massive frog.
I also love how there's not an erase button. I was like looking for
Mhm.
that. I'm like,
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if by zooming in I can adjust that. But yeah, that's gonna be my little thing.
So while
And
you're
then-
creating your mohawk frog, would you like to discover something new, start a project,
Yeah.
or have a discussion?
I want to also start a project.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say that they're gonna start their first dig.
Okay. First dig site.
And they're probably gonna start near the mountain because we're looking for like a dwarven artifact.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say like right. Let's draw a little red X, or like a little red box. Like that's where
Yeah.
that's where the first dig is gonna be.
And how long do you think this is going to be?
Let's say it probably takes like 3 weeks to get the bones set up.
Okay. So first dig site set up. 3 weeks. All right. I will let you resume your demon frog. And so the water wheel for power has progressed 1 week so far. Bring it down to 2 weeks. We get to
Nice.
Michaela.
All right. Let's draw a card.
Oh.
There we go. Did that bring it up to the front?
No.
Not quite. Let's see. Says someone new arrives. Who? Or 2 of the community's younger members get in a fight. What provoked them? Oh, there we go. I got it.
Draw look.
It is locked in place at the moment on my screen. There we go.
What the?
It's down in the right bottom.
Okay,
there
so
we
this
go.
is the one that you had?
Yep.
Someone new arrives?
go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I will take this queen one afterwards.
Beautiful.
All right. So someone new arrives, or 2 of the young people start getting into a fight. Which one would you like to do?
Someone new arrives. Or I don't know. I'm wondering. I'm gonna say that someone new arrives.
Sure.
I was thinking about letting the youngsters get into a fight, but we're gonna try to make sure that everyone stays friendly for the time being. I'm gonna say the person who arrives has heard of our prospect digs, for the artifact, and has come bearing a way to help us, offering some sort of resources or maybe some extra muscle, so to speak, in exchange for some of the glory.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got a they've got the kind of like the clown or jester collars
Oh,
They've got one of those around their necks. It's very, extravagant, and they're telling us how they've helped many others with their adventures, and they'd be willing to help us all the same. But they seem a little fishy, perhaps.
I like it.
With their little
Throw away
jester's
from
But a fun,
privilege.
but a friend, yeah. Oh gosh, do I have to draw this person?
Yeah.
We have to draw our funky little jester buddies.
Oh gosh. All right, let's see.
Is there? Okay, yeah, I'll let you draw that first.
You're good. Go ahead.
Oh,
I can draw as other.
If you wanted to start a project, have a discussion, or if you wanted to discover something new.
Yeah. I think. I've got the water wheel going, so that's good there as far as energy goes. I think I might want to actually have a discussion about these toads.
Okay.
I am concerned that they might be a little dangerous. They might be affecting the normal ecosystems. The other populations, maybe they're kind of invasive, so we need to keep an eye on them.
I think we should try eating one.
I think we should try, sacrificing them to try to appease some hitherto unknown frog demigod.
I think the last two responses has made it clear that the toad licking portion of our population is in trouble. And we need to save them. They must be eradicated as quickly as possible. And this is too dangerous to have around. Sorry.
Got some good information from that.
Very nice.
All right. So I will. Well, Michaela draws the jester. The Queen of Spring. What's the most beautiful thing in this area? Or what's the most hideous thing in this area? Okay.
Ooh.
The most hideous thing in this area.
Of course.
There is a pit.
Oh.
And this pit is unfortunate. I just finished watching the Book of Boba Fett, so.
I see.
I love a show where my action figures slam into each other.
Yeah, it's all about the best dad. So
Yeah.
I think not too far off from the water source, while we were trekking around and trying to discover what's going on here, they discovered that there was this pit that was filled with terrible teeth, and it had tentacles that would pull things in. And some people were naturally throwing rocks into it to see what would happen. But it does seem to have a limited range, so people aren't too worried.
Okay.
No.
So I am going to start a project. I feel that as a community, we're very worried about these toads and our community members continuously trying to lick these toads, and we are off to cull the population of the toads.
Oh Lord.
If anyone ever wants to put a contempt point on something you think the community might not agree on, doesn't necessarily have to be you. You might think the community might be like, that's trash. Then by all means, you all can.
Can we put a box for the contempt points on the map somewhere?
I do have it on the stream.
I think it's on. Yeah.
Currently, we're at a 0.
Cool.
I think
yeah.
these toads are very tricky, so it's definitely going to take 3 weeks.
Okay.
I think there should be a contempt point because I think that more people are worried about the pit of bad breath over there than anything else.
The pit of bad breath.
Stinky.
Okay, so we got 1 contempt point from Wes. Does anyone else like to add one?
I did implicitly, or I did imply the existence of a religious sect that is slowly building up around the toads.
All right.
So there would be some contempt from them as well.
Perfect.
Toadites.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. There's our little friend with his.
So there is now.
Does he have a leg on? That likes the flowers or something? Or...
No, that's the jester's
the
collar.
jester-
Oh, that's a
collar.
jester's collar. Okay,
It's a
cool.
little ruffly collar. It's what they're using to.
Well, maybe he just got back from Hawaii or something.
Yeah.
He might have. All right, so some people.
He does
bringing us
adventure around. He gets
Right.
around.
All right. So much to a portion of the population's dismay, we have sent off some people to go stab the toads. Hopefully not eat them.
Oh,
All right.
no.
So the end of this turn means the completion of the water wheel. So, Wes, what happens when the water wheel is set up?
Well, it allows us more energy as I was hoping for, but it also starts to affect some of the fish that are in the stream. Maybe the water wheel's a little too large and is causing some issues there. So we're trying to figure out a way for them to either get around it or something. So the water wheel works, but it damages the environment just a little bit. I'm sure it'd be fine.
So would you say our power and energy resource increases from like a
Yes.
normal state to an abundance?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. All right. Wes, I believe it is your turn to draw a card.
All right, still in spring. Okay, cool. An old place of machinery is discovered, broken but perhaps repairable. What is it? What would it be useful for? An old piece of machinery is discovered, cursed or dangerous. How does the community destroy it? Oh, that's a tough one. You know,
Ooh.
I went good last time, so I feel that it's important to keep some kind of balance to the force. Let's go with we find what's a good thing? We find a sacred toad altar that is actually creates more toads when it's turned on as part of its holy purpose of spreading the toad demigod's religion across the land. It has not been turned on for a long time. And I think that I suggest that we throw it in the pit.
Oh, okay.
I like
Possibly, yeah. Just throw it in the pit, get rid of it.
Yeah. That
It's a
is how
trash-
we destroy it, right? Because
What
Yeah.
could possibly go wrong?
I'm sure it'll be fine.
yeah.
And it's a dual purpose thing. You know, we could see if the pit can actually also act as our landfill. Maybe the pit eats everything and we don't have to worry about trash.
Maybe the pit is chill.
Yeah, it's just circle of life kind of thing, you know.
The pit is the lake that we throw bikes into. We say
Yes.
they just go away.
But that is what we have.
Go
We
away.
have we have an altar to a demigod that when you turn it on, it starts making more frogs.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh gosh.
Kind of dig that.
So, this altar, for better or for worse, has been thrown into the danger pit, and we will see what happens from that. But Wes, would you like to start a project or hold a discussion to discover something new?
I think that I'd like to have a discussion about these toads, because I feel like there's obviously a certain sect of us that has started to feel that the toads are more of a religious icon as opposed to something we should be getting rid of, and that worries me. I feel we need to maybe start some kind of what they PSAs for the toads to let people know of their danger.
I thought you were going to go in a completely different direction. Yeah, a normal PSA. I was like, oh man, religious war so early in our community's lifetime. But no, just like, some normal, like,
after school special
PSAs.
kind of thing where we
Yeah.
put posters and talk
It's
about
like
the
the DARE
dangers of
program.
toads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the DARE
I'm
program,
sure it'll
but
be
it's-
effective, just like the DARE program. It'll
It's
be
like
all good.
TOAD.
Yeah.
Don't you put it in your mouth.
I personally don't trust the toads, as I think they are a bad omen. But if you just want me to not be around them, that's fine.
I've kind of come around to being scared of the toads because ever since we threw that big altar in the pit, they're all looking at us ominously.
I don't trust those toads as far as I can throw them or lick them.
These are some heavy toads.
We have like a job to do. These toads would just run away.
Just stabbing them. Like, how's the dig site going? Like, what?
What? It should be open. Yeah.
Speaking of dig sites, we have just finished the dig site setup. So, Michaela, how does that go?
Yeah. So I think that it goes pretty well. We seem to have some pretty good resources with us. We've got our tools, everyone working at the dig site is staying well rested. We thankfully got very good shelter. We have energy, so we have, and even we got the good omen from the deer. So we've been staying fed. So I think that all in all, I think that it went really well. We've made good progress. I'm not sure if we've necessarily found anything yet, and that jester kind of keeps giving us the eyes. He's kind of waiting for a sign. It's like, you want me to help you? Do you need my assistance yet? Just peering down at us from the dig hole, not doing any of the work, just
It's a good team leader.
Yeah. I think maybe we've unearthed something, but maybe not the artifact yet.
Okay.
Maybe we kind of ran into something in the depths of the dirt.
So, I believe it is Ian's turn. So, Ian, if you'd like to draw a card.
Yeah, let me go ahead and... Nope, that's Summer. Draw one. Oh, I have to show... Let me drag and drop. Oh,
Yep.
Accidentally made some blocks. That's not good.
I'll clean them up.
Yeah.
It's all right.
All right, so Spring. Oh. Where does everyone sleep? Who is unhappy with this arrangement and why? Or what natural predators roam the area? Are you safe?
Oh gosh.
We haven't talked about our encampment very much.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it would be kind of smart if we had it like a set of tree houses. So that way, like, digging anywhere is kind of fair game if we need it to be. And then if we need to, we can also like check on all our solar panels, which are on top of the trees.
Okay.
So I think everyone's kind of sleeping in tree houses. And there's probably some people that get like motion sick maybe from like the wind and how the trees move. So there's like a contingent of people who maybe they get motion sick. Maybe they're just not a fan of like birds coming in through their windows and stuff. But they just don't like the tree houses.
It's fair.
So
Nice.
I'm gonna draw a tree house after I...
Nice.
How do I get
Some
my
tree
There it is.
houses.
So, while you're getting your treehouse ready, would you like to
Yeah.
start a project, hold a discussion, or would you like to discover something new?
Since I just opened up my dig site, I would like to discover something new.
Sure.
So what does that entail?
Anything you want. Anything you want to discover there.
Oh, sure. I'd say our dig site was lucky to an extent, and we exposed a like part of like the beginnings of a dwarven ruin. Like we're gonna
Ooh.
like maybe this is like an outside complex or something, but we found like some tunnels that stop looking like regular Earth tunnels and start looking like built by people tunnels.
Ah,
Nice.
very cool.
All right. Well, you got 2 drawing projects to go.
Say you got double the trouble.
Yeah.
So that means we're almost done culling the toad population. Michaela, would you like to draw a card?
Yes.
It looks like we are done spring, so we've moved on to summertime.
Okay, so I'll be drawing from summer now.
I feel like we made good progress. We found dwarven runes during
Yeah.
spring.
That's what we're looking for, yeah.
All right, let's see what summer has in store for us. All right. Oh, let me move this so you can do your drawing.
Yep.
All right. So we've got introduce a mystery at the edge of the map, or an unattended situation becomes problematic and scary. What is it? How does it go awry? Oh, I can only imagine. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna go with the unattended situation because I do feel we have a few of those going on.
So what went wrong?
So a few weeks ago we threw that altar into the pit of tea, and as one of our members has said, the toads have been kind of staring at us ominously since. I don't think they're thrilled. You know how you can hear frogs at night when it's really quiet? And it's just all of their warbles. So we start to hear kind of a low warble, like a sound and song of toads, many toads singing from the depths of the tooth pit. It's just wah, wah. And nothing is spurting out of there, nothing unusual like that, but noises are definitely concerning.
I like it.
Sounds like a chorus of them. I'm gonna draw some music notes over there.
Oh,
Nice.
No.
Beautiful.
It's really fun to look at all of this as to how Weary's gonna hate individual portions of all of this.
You are totally coming here.
Nobody's like
Can't
eaten
say
the
it.
toads and tested the legend, but
Well-
they're definitely cursed.
No,
Toad?
We're gonna see at the end of the culling the toad population. But Michaela,
Oh no.
would you like
Cool.
to discover something new, start a project, or hold a discussion?
Yeah, so I think we'll discover something new. I'd say a few of our members were getting a bit uneasy by the sounds coming from the warbling of the tooth pit. And maybe went to that's a very long line. They went to go take a stroll, go wash up after a long day's work, but went a little further down the river than usual and happened upon a shabby old little house, little cottage of sorts in the woods. It seems relatively empty, but it's full of bottles, just scattered.
It's the bottle shop.
Of little. It's just a bottle shop, No one's in
Lots of
there.
bottles,
Just bottles. Oops, all bottles.
Oops. Whoops. Whoops.
So they'll probably be down at the end of the river.
Okay. So we're old cabin filled with bottles.
Yeah.
All right, so the toad culling has completed, and much to everyone's partial relief, there are far less toads. Because they weren't aiming to kill all the toads. They just wanted to remove a fair portion. So there are far less toads looking at us out and about, and the people who came back are troubled. But they are ready to just do a different job that doesn't revolve killing strange toads that seem to know more than they let on. But the toad population has decreased. Hooray!
That's good.
So let me draw a card. The 5 of Summer. A project finishes early. Well, we don't have any projects on the go at the moment, so the weather's nice and people can feel the potential all around them. Start a new project. Ooh.
Oh,
okay.
that's nice.
I
We
got
could
a
start
free
2 projects
project
today. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think what is happening is we've discovered these dwarven ruins. Everyone's so excited. We're like, wow, I guess it wasn't a lie. And so everyone is getting ready to take a look at what's going on in these dwarven ruins. And I think we have brought in the more like delicate staff to come in and start clearing the area of the ruins and see if maybe we can discover some sort of entryway into a tomb, maybe. And I think that is going to take 3 weeks to clear the general area around the ruins that we found. So
Sounds
Nice.
good.
investigate.
How does
areas.
contempt work again?
Anytime you want to say contempt, like you think the community
Oh.
wouldn't be pleased with something that's happening, then you can.
Oh.
Generally, whenever a project has started, that's when you can use contempt.
Okay. I'm going to say because, they brought in delicate staff for this,
Mhm.
the people that have been working most of the like manual labor and like moving of like rubble and stuff aren't like the biggest fans of them
Nice.
because they're a bunch of nerds.
So, Ian, how does this manifest in the community? What happens in the community that is more of like a societal issue or even like evolution or manifest?
Okay. So I'd say delicate staff displaced some people from the tree houses because they request it, or like for whatever reason they're viewed upon as like more important, and we don't have enough tree houses maybe. So that tends to happen. And so like there's a group of people that like at first it starts working out because there's some people that get motion sick and they're like, cool, I'll give up my house to a fancy staff member. But eventually it gets to the point where they start going, all right, we have to kick some people out of their tree houses, and they're not very happy about it.
Okay. Oh, my video froze. Why you gotta freeze on me, video?
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'm just gonna mark down people kicked out of treehouse. Okay, perfect. All right, I have revived my video.
Nice.
Just Zoom being Zoom. Okay. So people have started to get kicked out of their treehouse, and they are not super stoked about this. So people are starting to have to like set up camp on ground, which hopefully no toad issues happen from there. But I'm actually, you know what? We don't have any other projects going on. I'm gonna start a new project as well. I think that people are very interested in this new cabin that's been discovered, and they want to look more into it because they think maybe these balls will have something in them. Maybe it'll be something of value. It's just some people in the community that want to maybe make an extra buck while they're kind of like sitting on the sidelines because they can't help with the runes. So people are gonna go travel to the cabin to investigate what's all in there. I think that'll take just 2 weeks.
Okay. Lots of bottles.
So many bottles. Okay. And from me, I believe it goes to Wes.
Right, so this is summer. Let's move the fourth one down. There we go. Bring it over. Outsiders arrive in the area. Why are they a threat? How are they vulnerable? Or outsiders arrive at the area. How many? How are they greeted?
Interesting.
Okay. I am going to say that a rival dwarven company of miners has shown up.
Ooh.
And they are looking to find the same artifact that we are looking for, but for purely gold-related reasons. So they are a threat. They are well organized and not as toad distracted as we seem to be.
Oh no.
And I'm going to put their camp over here on the other side of the mountain where they
Nice.
have set things up. So I'm going to do like a little, whoa, that's not what I want. There, I want to draw a shape. There we go.
I know. I was like, I really got to start utilizing the draw shape.
Let's see. And there we go. I'm going to remove the card now. There you go.
Nice.
So I'll draw the little camp, but yeah, we have a dwarven camp on the other side that has started to mine as well.
Awesome. And what would you like to do? Would you like to start a project or Would you like to hold a discussion or discover something new?
I would like to. I'd like to start a project. I think that we see these dwarves show up and we say, oh, we need to start going faster. So we're going to start a second dig site along the side of the one that we've already made. A new dig site a little bit further up north on the mountain to kind of get things going, to try to beat them to the punch.
Nice.
And I'll say that's going to take us like 3 weeks.
Sweet.
All right. And I will draw all of that in.
So new dig site, 3 weeks.
Cool.
All right. So we got some new dig site going on. We are still digging up these ruins, and the cabin is still currently being investigated. I believe we moved to Ian.
All right. Let me draw my... Oh, it's right here. Oh. Someone new arrives. Who and why are they in distress? Someone leaves the community. Who and what are they looking for? Ooh, I'm gonna think the last remaining toad worshipping sect. Like the last, because most people started to get scared, but there was a few holdouts and they are leaving the community, and they're going to the pit.
Oh,
they're looking to find the altar because they think, I know we're here for that artifact, but maybe if we make a deal with the altar, that can help us get what we're looking for.
I like it.
All right.
Very cool.
I'm gonna draw some a little cult guy going into the pit. And then I would like to discover something new. I think it'd be interesting if we found out a resource that the other camp is using that maybe we can take advantage of. So maybe they have some navigation tools that are helping them find the tunnels more easier. So they have something that lets them basically send sound underground to find empty structures, basically echolocation or something. And so we know that they have that in case we come into conflict. That might be something we want to take from them.
I like it.
Nice. A little sneaking.
We gotta steal from people when they show up. That's important.
I love these toad drawings.
I know. I didn't expect so much toad worship to happen just from one bug.
All right.
All right, Michaela.
Yep. We're still in summer.
Yeah.
I believe. Yes. Okay. Let's go up here. Come on. Here it goes, getting stuck again. Let's see. Hold up. There we go. All right. Oh no. Someone tries to take control of the community by force. Do they succeed? Why do they do this? Or a headstrong community member decides to put one of their ideas in motion, start a foolish project. Oh. So I'm gonna say, I think that maybe the adjacent community who is also digging tries to take control of our community by force. We started up that secondary dig site. They're getting a little nervous. They're like, okay, maybe they will find it before us. So I think they try. I don't think that they succeed though. They're, newly founded. They maybe don't have the resources to really take our community by force. I think we have larger numbers and a more solid foundation than they do. So instead, I think it just causes more contention between us. And I think maybe we will need to talk about these reasons we're butting heads and maybe come to some sort of agreement.
Okay, so there's some new tension between the dwarven miners and our encampment. They tried to take over.
Hmm.
Dun dun dun. So yeah, I think I'm actually for this round, I'm gonna hold a discussion for that as well.
Sure. What would you like to say?
So I'm just gonna pick up something like, they just came over here and they tried to take our community by force. We started digging here first. And I understand. We can all dig, but we need to come to some sort of agreement so we're not stepping on each other's toes or work together.
Let's smoke them out. I don't trust them. They're going to take what we have the moment we go to sleep. They have dark vision.
They do have dark vision.
I don't know. I think we're maybe kind of missing the forest here, even though we're in a big forest. I think it's really exciting that we keep finding dwarven ruins. I think we should kind of, we already have the numbers to fight them off if they try to mess with us again. We should just keep focusing on our digging.
Even though we have superior numbers, we're here to find an artifact, and we don't have time to try to get rid of these new miners. So I think what we should do is keep focused and try to just beat them to the punch if we can.
Okay.
All right.
I forgot about one of the things finished, but actually two of them are now finished. So investigating the cabin, I think they found that this is an old abandoned distillery. There was the dwarven group that was here before that originally had come in and hid the ruin, and this was a long time ago. And so somehow this cabin was made out of really good material. It's still on the verge of collapse now, but it's still here, and when they blow off the dust off these dusty old bottles, it may not be safe to drink for anyone but a dwarf, but this stuff could fetch a pretty penny. So people are very excited. And digging into the ruins, I think they discover a tunnel that goes deeper underneath. But the moment that one of the people started walking down the tunnel, they were impaled by a number of arrows that came out of the wall. And so that brought everything to a standstill.
Booby traps. Must mean we're on the right track.
Yeah. Or you never know.
You don't put traps in a hallway of a thing you don't care about.
I think I'm going to start a new project, and it is going to be a discussion with the dwarven miners to try to find some common ground.
Cool.
I think that is going to take 2 weeks. And oh, whoops! I forgot to draw a card. I should probably do that.
Yeah.
My bad.
Oh.
10 of summer. You discover a new cache of supplies at a resource and at a new abundance, or a scarcity has gone unaddressed for too long. Start a project that'll alleviate a scarcity. I think we've been pretty good about our dig tools and our power, but I think we haven't addressed the fact that people are starting to live in tents on the ground because they've been displaced by others. So I think we currently are having an issue where we have a scarcity of housing. And so I think people have to start up a project to build more tree houses. And I think that's going to take another 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. So that is my go. I will start drawing more tree houses. And some booby traps.
And we're still in summer, correct?
Yeah. Should be done right away.
So this is the last week coming up?
Yeah.
Cool.
I believe I'm next.
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, wait. All right. A contingent within the community but demands to be heard. Who are they? What are they asking for? Contingent in the community has acted on their frustrations. I just drew a line for no reason. Let's see.
Sorry.
That's okay. There we go. I meant to move the card because I couldn't read the rest
I did the
of
same thing. Yeah.
What have they damaged, and why did they damage it? Is it okay? I know exactly what to do with this.
Oh no.
Let's see. So the contingent of people are our toad worshippers. They are not happy. They have found a way to dig underneath the pit, and they have broken through the wall, and a wave of young toads has come out of
Oh
the pit
no.
and has made their way. The altar is just spitting them out.
Oh no.
And has been for literally weeks. And if we look inside of the pit, if we can get close enough, the pit's actually dead now. It's been choked to death, and the tentacles aren't going any farther. And they're just building up. They're going up, and they're actually coming out of the side where the people have dug a tunnel to get to them, to let them free because of the constant noise of them in the background. And so now we have a huge amount of toads spreading throughout the community again.
I think we might have a toad problem.
Yeah,
Just a little one.
Small one, but
Everything will be totally fine.
Boo.
That was good. That was good. I'm glad I wasn't the one that made that joke because
I've got all the dad jokes for all of us. It's okay.
Excellent.
Oh goodness. All right. So the toads have managed to escape.
Yeah, looks like it.
Oh gosh.
Let's see. All
Here
I'm
we
gonna
thought
do is change the toad that was already there.
Nice.
Little toad arms.
They're back.
They're back. And they're happy.
Praise the toad.
Praise the toad.
It was toads the whole time.
You thought
As long as they don't become totalitarian, we'll be fine.
Oh my gosh.
I had to do it. Ow.
Physical pain.
All right.
All right.
This means that oh wait, no, you still get to start a project or hold a discussion.
That's right.
True. Well, I think we have a lot of projects going on right now. I think we need to discuss this horrible toad epidemic we seem to be having and the sect of people that is pushing it forward. What are we going to do about this? I mean, I threw it in the pit thinking the pit was going to take care of it. Obviously, I'm not of sound mind, and we should come up with a new way to deal with the frogs.
My name is Bartholomew Toadington. I represent the Church of the Toad. I believe we should begin to consume the toads and join their forces.
I represent the dwarven camp that has recently been folded into your numbers. I'm a little confused, to be honest, but that's okay. I was thinking, if these freaking toad people are so adamant to be in this space, is there something we could offer them besides our people and eating of toads that could get them to start digging for us, because they seem to have made short work of that pit.
I'm just one of the humble workers here. I wasn't, ever not a fan of the toads, but they are a little off-putting. Perhaps we could give them some offerings to keep them, appeased and all that. I don't know if going around licking them or eating them is the best idea. I have heard that toads can be poisonous, but to each worker their own.
Let's appease our new gods. Let's just why fight it? We'll just go for it.
Just embrace it.
It'll be super cool and everybody will love it.
So the the new dig site has been completed. I can't remember who started that one.
I believe that was Wes.
That was me.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Wes. So Wes, what happens from the new dig site?
I put enough bad on this map for now. Let's put something good. We find a entrance to a larger cavern that looks like it's been built out by the dwarves. It's partially natural, partially worked, and it has lots of runes all over the walls, maybe even pointing us towards where the artifact might be hidden in the catacombs.
Nice.
So we now have some new direction for our dig. And Ian, I believe it is your go to start drawing from fall or autumn.
All right. Good old autumn. Oh, that's fun. Someone leaves the community after issuing a dire warning. Who? And what is this warning? Someone issues a dire warning and the community leaps into action to avoid disaster. What is the warning? Start a contentious project that relates to it. Ooh, I think our jester buddies have been, waiting for the go-ahead for a long time, this group, and they're going to issue the warning that if they aren't compensated somehow, whether it be by hiring them to do something or getting them involved in the dig or doing something with them, they're going to start picking at resources from the town. They make it an implicit threat, we've been kind of sitting around with nothing to do, we got to feed our people. So our community, I'm going to start a contentious project, which is create a proxy war between the jesters and the toads.
All right. I mean,
and I'm going to say that, like any good proxy war, it lasts forever. But due to the confines of this game, I'm going to say it's a 5-week project.
Nice.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
It's involved.
People are really into this. We need them to fight.
Yeah, if we need some people that want to fight, and we have a group of people that want to turn us into amphibians, look, it's free real estate.
So.
Yeah. And is there any? I imagine it's because it's a contentious project, it automatically creates contempt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm gonna say that the toad worshippers aren't stoked about this.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm gonna mark a contempt for the toad worshippers.
Mm.
All right.
So Ian, you still have your action of
That's
discover
right.
something, start a project, or hold a discussion.
Well, I'm drawing a little verses, and a little jester guy. I'm gonna say, because we've been finding we've been making really good progress. So I'm gonna say we should discover something new. We have not been really looking into that fun glowing tree. I think that the fun glowing tree and that cool deer omen, I think the tree can actually... How weird do I want to make this? I think if you give the tree somebody's dead body, it'll bring them back, but they glow in 3 days.
Ooh.
So, and this has no good or bad outcomes besides the fact that, you're back from the dead and you're glowing now. But I think they've started to notice, so workers that have been dying to say booby traps or to toad nonsense, that's something that might become a factor. It's that you can use the glow tree to raise the dead.
And we're worried about a number of undead coming to swarm us by the end of winter.
Yeah, but these are cool undead, not horrible undead.
Okay.
So I'm gonna draw a little praise the sun
They're
guy.
the cool ones, man. It's cool.
Because he's glowing.
They're on our team.
Okay.
But, they act like normal. They just glow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, awesome. One one of the projects finishes a discussion with the dwarven miners. The dwarves agree that it's better to work as a group, especially since it seems that we're going to have a war on our side with the toads, or possibly the jesters, or both, if they decide to team up. And the dwarves actually assist us in starting to help read the runes that were found in the caverns.
Nice.
So I think for my... Or no, wait, it's not my go. Never mind. So that's just that project finishing up, and so that goes to Michaela, so you can draw an autumn card.
All right. Let's go here. Am I drawing? Okay. Introduce a dark mystery among the members of the community, or conflict flares up among community members, and as a result, a project fails.
We have 2 projects going, building more tree houses and the proxy war.
I don't know if I want to see that fail. I don't know what that would entail.
Keep wanting to say Frogsy War.
Proxy war.
That's what it is. I'm putting it
Yeah.
down.
Keep the frog jokes rolling.
We need them.
We
They're
do. We
important.
do. All right. So I think I'm going to introduce a dark mystery among the members of the community. And let's see. So we don't really have much intel on our glowing undead friends, right? or what about the tree reanimates them, so much so to the fact that you wouldn't know otherwise, except for the fact that they're glowing, and maybe there is something in the dirt, in the form of a mycelium structure, because as we know, mushrooms are the fruiting bodies, and the mycelium is the network, right? So, if you take a glance just a little ways down from our beautiful glowing tree, there's also a beautiful pasture of glowing mushrooms in the form of a fairy ring. And perhaps the ground glows just a little bit, beneath there. So we don't, who knows what's going on. We do know it means that if we bury people in the glowing dirt near the glowing tree, they come back glowing. But
They're mushroom people.
Yeah, perhaps
Myconids will take over.
Isn't there? What is that? There's a fungus, I think, that infects bugs.
Oh,
and
for
it's like
ants
caught
and
in...
stuff, it gets them to get eaten by cows, and then the cow
They
will...
become zombies. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll draw some glowing mushrooms. And then let's see, we've got 2 projects going.
Yep.
I do want to start another project. I know we've got a few going at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But we are making some headway with our dig. I think we've got a lot going on though, and so we get a little distracted. So I think maybe some help in the tunnels would not be a bad idea. So I'm thinking of maybe some sort of a mine cart type of deal as we, kind of dig out the caverns. So that way getting to and from where we started our dig is a little bit easier as we make progress through the mines. And then that way we have some sort of transportation.
Nice.
I think that'll probably be a bigger project though. So I'm going to say maybe about 4 weeks.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then we can expand it as needed.
Awesome. So draw us some mine carts.
And some glowing mushrooms.
In the meantime, our tree houses have finished building, and people are happy that they're no longer sleeping on the ground since a lot of toads have recently come in.
And we've got undead making mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're like cool undead. Like they're not
So far.
super cool. They're
So-
totally chill.
Our housing resources return to a normal state. They're not in abundance. We've just kind of made enough that we need, and should be okay.
Should be.
All right. I guess it's my turn now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring in this autumn card. Community work. The community works constantly. Finish a project early, or a group goes out to explore the map more thoroughly and find something that had been previously overlooked. Oh, I want the Frogsea War, but at the same time, I want. I'm gonna say they discover something.
Cool.
Yeah. So there's a group that decides to go out to the mountains because they're worried that, like, if the undead show up, we need to have a way to at least find safe ground or anything, because the amount of undead that are coming has been warned to us is like a horde. Think of like The Walking Dead when like thousands of undead were marching into this area. Mm-hmm. So they are going to so they decided to go up into the mountains, and what they instead of discovering maybe a safe refuge, they instead found a number of deactivated dwarven golems that are just up in the mountains.
Nice.
So draw some little super rad dwarven boxy golems that are tough. All right, and for my go, let's see. We got the mine carts being set up. I think for my go, we're going to use our relations with the dwarven miners, and we're going to get them to help start translating the information from the runes, as maybe it'll help us avoid the constant traps we've been sending people in, and then we have to go bury them, dig them back up, and send them back into these runes.
But when they glow, it's a lot easier to see in the mines.
It's very
honestly,
helpful.
It's like the most advantageous result we could really have asked for.
The dwarven runes are very old, so it's very like ancient script. So I think it is going to take the dwarves probably at least 2 weeks to translate this information. I kind of set my little dwarven golem up in like an NES pose, like, yeah.
He just finished a level.
Yeah, congratulations.
He's doing a great job.
He's gonna fight all the robot masters.
All right,
it's literally a ColecoVision kind of version.
Yes. All right, so we've got some mine carts at both of the little sites.
The Frogsea War gets closer.
I think that name really clicks,
Yeah.
All right. Let's do that.
All right. So that's my go. Wes, I believe it is your turn.
Yep. It's an autumn card, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, wow. There's a lot of text on this one.
Oh,
wow. Oh, drew another damn line. Sorry.
It's okay.
All right. So the community becomes obsessed with a single project.
Oh.
Or project.
Oh, no.
Which one? Why? Choose one.
Oh.
They decide to take more time to ensure it is perfect. Add 3 weeks to the project.
Oh.
Wow.
They drop everything and work on it.
This is bad all around.
Other projects fail. If there's no other projects underway, okay, we have another project on the way. You know what?
We have 3 projects currently. There's the minecart, the Frogsea War, and getting the dwarves to translate the safety instructions.
All right. Well, I think this is hard because chaos is not always a good thing. Yeah. So I'm going to take a 6-sided die here, and I'm going to roll it. 1, 2, 3. We'll keep all the projects going and add 3 weeks onto the Frogsea War. 4, 5, 6. We're going to drop everything else and really dig down deep into this problem.
Oh, no.
Oh, it was a 4.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
All the other projects fail, and we are going to really focus on the Frogsea War.
All right.
Take it back.
I knew
it was
would
a
be
good
the downfall.
bit, but I take it back.
I know it was totally uncalled for, but here we are.
So the tension with with the frogs has hit such a point that everyone is terrified of these frogs,
Oh,
and
no.
we've decided to push back. So the minecarts are abandoned. The dwarves quit translating because they also see the importance of this, and that is fuck, that's where we're at.
Yay!
Whoops.
Whoops! Uh-oh! Whoops!
Wes, what would you like to do? Would you like to start a project as we only have the Froxy War going?
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
think
empty
so.
day.
I think that we need to start a project. So I think that we're going to send a crack team of workers who are going to sneak away from the war and who are going to try to get as far down into the mines as possible. They're going to have a first aid person with them. They're going to have someone that knows how to open doors.
Ooh.
They're going to have someone that knows how to deal with any monsters that pop up and fight. And they're going to have somebody down there that understands technology, almost like a techno wizard of sorts. These four people are going to have to go
Very
down
cool.
deep into this cavern and try to figure out where our artifact is. And this is going to take 3 weeks.
Okay.
Like that.
Thank God someone's on it, because we finished
Someone
autumn
stay on
and
task.
We haven't figured out anything.
Well, it's my fault. I mean, I rolled a die, but
It was funny. It was great.
No, it was good.
We don't have to succeed in this.
No,
If we
yeah, I
fail,
know.
that's a totally okay option. It just means that is what our dear group, the Randos, will have to deal with.
Oh no! All right. What season? Are we still in autumn?
We're still in autumn, yeah.
God, the longest